Welcome back, warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here tonight. Now, I want to share a video with you of Piers Morgan, Uncensored. This is a very not so politically correct video. You may have seen it already. It's about a week old, but I thought I wanted to share it with you because I like us to get into this intellectual dialogue that isn't so cupcakey, and we can just be real with one another. And then I'll try to lay off the heavy stuff and give you more lighter content. And I'm leaning more towards educational content if you've looked at my other videos, but I've got some groundbreaking stuff that I want to share with you as well. Don't forget that I am here Sundays through Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I post my videos daily at 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And guys, let me know in the chat if there is a better time to do the live streams, and also let me know if there is a better time to post my videos, because videos get recommended if more by YouTube if they get a lot of views within that first hour. So if you can get to my videos like by a certain time of day, let me know what that time of day is along with your time zone, you know, because you may get off at 5 o'clock in the afternoon and you can't get to my video until 7 o'clock. Well, I've already posted my 4 o'clock for 3 hours. So just let me know the best time, you know, for all of that. I'm going to go ahead and start off with a word of prayer. Dear God, in Jesus' name, thank you so much for your awesome goodness and your kindness, God. I thank you so much for being so good and kind and just blessing us to live in this great country and to have a wonderful relationship with you. I pray that all of my subscribers truly love you with everything in them and love everyone else as themselves, and that we are unified in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, let's see who we got. Anybody in the chat? All right. Looks like we've got Norma Selgado and Amber Osment. Hello, guys. Hi, Karen. Hi, Michael Rodriguez. Hello. Hello, Bernie. All right. June Stanley, how are you? All right. And then we have Jane. Hi, Jane. Hello, everybody. An iron ear. There she is. I saw a comment from under one of my videos, Iron Ear, where you had to get rid of somebody because they were acting up. I appreciate you for that, Iron Ear. And hello, Alan Fair. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And hello again, Michael Rodriguez. All right. So I'm going to share this video with Piers Morgan. He's got a panel of people, and you may recognize some of them. One is Myron Gaines. I think he's like originally from the Sudan in Africa. And then you've got Lamont Hill, and he's like a liberal, and Myron Gaines is a conservative. And then we got this lady who seems like she's racist, and the other one seems maybe centrist, I guess. But I am going to go ahead and share this with you guys, and just let me know how you feel about it, because for some reason, these things keep popping up, and we just got to talk about it. And then after that, I don't want to talk about it. How about that? We're just going to rest in our freedom and just believe that we all belong to God and made in his image, and we're brothers and sisters in Christ. All right. So I'm going to play this, and you guys let me know how you feel in the chat. But don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, hit all notifications so you never miss the video. And I kindly ask to stick around to the very end. Now, they just finished talking about that Shiloh Hendricks, you know, the Minnesota mom that called the little black boy the N word, and she kept saying it and kept saying it. And this has been the topic of discussion. And she's gotten money from Give, Send, Go. And then they previously mentioned, you know, Carmelo Anthony getting money from Give, Send, Go, and, you know, all of that. And you're going to hear Lamont Hill, who's a liberal, try to that's why I say he's one of those people who see color before they see right and wrong.
Hang on. Sorry, just to be clear, this has got nothing to do with anything you've just said. This is a disgusting racist woman who repeatedly spews the M word, first at a young child and then at the person taking the video of her, does it with complete impunity, does it numerous times. We are talking about a bona fide, unquestionable racist. So I don't understand why what you've just said to me bears any relation to white unity or anything that you've just said. She's just a racist. End, isn't she? You wouldn't dispute that.
It's not about her. It's not about her. It's about
it is about her.
coming together and supporting another white person, and it doesn't matter.
Why would you want to support a white racist?
Because I want to support free speech, and you cannot have free speech in the country.
No, that's fine. You can support free speech, but you also have to be accountable for what you say. She is. I mean, would you use the N-word out of interest?
Yes.
You would.
Mm-hmm. I do quite frequently. You
use the N-word quite frequently. Well, why? Other than the fact you're a despicable racist, are you?
Some would say I am. I guess according to the ADL, I'm a white supremacist. I'm a neo-Nazi.
Yeah, well, if you use the N-word repeatedly, you are a racist, then, are you? Are you?
Sure, I'll embrace that. If that means forwarding, helping white people achieve freedom of speech, real freedom of speech, which, by the way, Shiloh Hendricks is being attacked on all fronts. They're trying to bring legal charges against her. They're trying to get her children taken away. So you were saying Carmelo Anthony, it doesn't matter. That's a different.
Sorry, but just to be
thing.
clear, you just said to me you use the N-word regularly. In what context?
Right.
Do you use it with black people?
Yes, if it's appropriate.
When would it be appropriate to use the N-word? When would it be appropriate?
Anytime I feel like it.
So you're an unashamed racist.
Correct.
Well, do you understand that makes you a despicable human being?
I guess so. I don't really care. I mean, why are we not talking about Shiloh Hendricks? Why are we talking about?
Well, actually, I think you've moved it on in this debate very quickly to your own racism, which explains why you've supported her in public and why you've got all these views. You see no problem with a woman shrieking the N-word repeatedly because you yourself are a despicable racist, and you've just proudly admitted that with a smug grin on your face, which is pretty horrifying, actually, for most people to have to watch.
So I don't, okay, so this is talking about free speech. Do we have free speech or not? So sometimes free speech is speech that the other person may not want to hear. And I do not walk around in my life worried about racist folks. I don't. I got other things I got to do. I got bigger fish to fry. I'm too busy praying for folks, and I'm trying to get my videos out, trying to make sure I spend time with my family, my husband, our children, my mother, who is very old. And I just don't have time to be worried about some of this stuff right here. However, I saw the video, and I like videos where they have like a contrast of opinion. To me, that's good. You get to hear both sides, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't like the blonde-haired lady that said she's a racist. Okay, of course I don't like her. I don't even use the N-word. It was forbidden in my home. It was absolutely forbidden. I don't use it. I say N-word even with my friends, no matter who I'm around. I personally don't use it. People in my family do, and I don't feel bad towards them or feel angry towards them. I just personally don't use it. So you guys give me how you feel about this in the chat, but I am just like, I'm not liking that lady. The one in the red, I guess she's okay. And Lamont Hill, the one in the middle, he's very liberal. And there's an African guy, but he looks black. But he's, they got this new term, FBA, Foundational Black American. So he wouldn't be an FBA, but he is from, I guess, Sudan, the more northern part, not the part below the Sahara Desert, of course. And so anyway, we'll just finish watching.
And shame on you. You're entitled to do it, and I'm entitled to call you despicable.
Well, shame on white people for allowing themselves to be systematically discriminated against in the United States. This is our country. This is a country that should be.
What do you mean your country?
Because I'm white and my
What, there are no black people in American history? Is that what you're saying? That they've all just landed in America, invading your white country? Is that your position?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, they were brought here technically.
My God, do you understand how dumb you sound?
This is stupid. This is stupid and racist. And at some point, we have to ask ourselves, do we want to reward this kind of disgusting behavior by platforming it?
I don't disagree, Mark. Listen, I didn't know she was going to say that. I don't disagree with you.
No. Yeah. I'm with you. I don't think you knew ahead of time. I'm saying at this moment, someone who's saying it's technically black people brought up. No, technically, Africans were stolen, enslaved, and they built this country. And the idea that you can justify calling a baby the N-word by saying that white people are losing the country is absurd. It's morally bankrupt, and it's honestly besides the point. I mean, all these are just distractions from the fact that she wants to justify dehumanizing and even animalizing a small black child. It's disgusting.
What is it?
Yeah, I never said that.
No, you may as well have done, because you're just an unashamed.
That's the implication of your
racist. Let me bring in Myron Gaines, because you've been smirking and laughing. What's funny about any of this?
Well, I mean, I find it interesting that you guys want to virtue signal and, you know, wag the finger and say she's a racist and everything else like this.
No, she admits she's a racist.
Well, let me
I'm not wagging a finger at anybody.
I don't need to
but Myron, with respect, Myron, I don't need to wag a finger when somebody says, yeah, I'm racist. I use the N-word against black people. I don't care. That's a racist. I'm not wagging any finger. I'm not accusing anybody. She is admitting it proudly. Even you can't defend that, surely.
Everybody is racist to some degree. The reality is it depends on, a lot of people want to be politically correct. A lot of people want to sit there and say, I'm not racist at all. We all have biases. We all have stereotypes. We all make jokes. We all are racist to some degree. Now, how racist you are is a whole other situation, but everyone is racist. That's number one. Next thing I want to say, see, I think this Shiloh Hendrickson Metcalf situation is a microcosm of a much bigger problem. And that bigger problem is what I call systemic organization. And what I mean by this is, for decades, we've had black people literally running around with black supremacy, committing crimes, not getting accountability for their actions, and then they blame the system for it. For example, George Floyd, criminal. Ferguson, criminals. Freddie Gray, criminal. A lot of these people are criminals, and what ends up happening is they challenge the police officer, they get into a physical altercation, things go left, they die, something happens, use of force is utilized, and then they want to cry about the result, when in reality, it's not the police killing black people, it's black people killing black people. And if you want to talk about black on white violence, black people kill white people 2 times as much. And on top of that, most of the shootings in America, a lot of the times, are white cops killing other unarmed white men. So this whole systemic racism or police brutality, or, oh, it's all so messed up. The reality is this. Black people have been able to get away with a ridiculous amount of privilege in America for a very long time. They're able to be racist with impunity. They're able to call white people crackers without being challenged back. And quite frankly, white America's had enough of it, and the chickens have come to roost. Now,
all right, so he's saying the chickens have come home to roost. Okay. I mean, I just don't know what to say. Where do I want to begin? I do remember, even when in my Trump deranged years, I remember, let's see what you guys are saying. Let's see what you're saying. MAGA Tamara. I think some people are smart enough to know that skin color has nothing to do with who someone is. At the end of the day, your skin color means just as much as your eye color. Absolutely nothing. Amen, MAGA Tamara. I like you, girl. That's a pretty picture, too. All right, Bernie, has she been asked when she started using that word? Oh, no. It was just forbidden in my house. And some people look at me like, really? I say, yeah. My mom didn't want us to say it. Caleb, as a black, are we going to ban any music that have the N-word? If not, we should not have any music that has the N-word. Well, you know, I don't even listen to that kind of music that has the N-word, because I don't like that kind of music. I think it causes, I don't like that kind of music. I just don't. I don't like, you know, I'm not condemning people who listen to it. I just don't like it. Yes, Fed Up Patriot agrees with you. It means nothing. It's not who you are on the inside. The Bible even says that God doesn't look at the outward appearance. He looks at a person's heart. That's what God says. So I try to do that as well. I mean, I know some people don't like it because I don't get tribal when these situations come up. I just don't do that. I just look at right and wrong. Yeah, she was taught it was okay. Yeah, she's a bit irritating, to be honest with you. I'm like, sure, I don't care. I'm like, what? Have some kind of decorum. I only address people by the name that their parents gave them. Absolutely. Oh, MAGA Tamara. Oh, you're going to make me cry. All right. Yes, I agree with her. The biggest hypocrite from the black community and people is that we want black music to first go on every music chart, and we don't want white people to sing the song. Yeah, because when you're singing, you're just singing along. You just just singing. And then someone who doesn't want that white person to say it comes along and they just like, you can't say that. I'm like, I'm sorry. See, some stuff you just got to let go and stop being so sensitive and cupcakey about it. Now, I don't agree with this woman who said she just uses the N-word and use it towards speech. I'm like, girl, you're going to come across the wrong person. I don't advise to do that. Now, I do believe in free speech, but I also don't believe in speech that is inflammatory and used for the very purpose of enraging someone, because you already know if you say that, it's like all other ethnic groups have different slurs as well, you know, Hispanic, Asians, whatever they got. I would never say that. Like, what's the purpose of saying that to somebody? You're trying to start something. I mean, it's just pointless to me. And we just got to grow up and look at things for what they are. But I will say this, in my Trump deranged years, I remember thinking to myself, wonder why it's always a white cop and a black person unarmed that gets all in the news and people go crazy. And then I did a little research. Myron is right. He said, and Myron is the one that's right next to Piers Morgan. He said that white cops actually unalive unarmed white people more. So the media is playing us for a fool. I mean, they are. Some of us are not falling for it, which is great, but they're cherry picking things with the very intent to enrage certain segments of society. And I saw that back then. Certain things God was showing me, but I wasn't able to always connect the dots. Now I see more clearly what's going on.
Look, am I saying that's awesome? Am I saying that's great? No, but for literally the better part of almost 2 decades since the Obama era, we've had to have BLM and liberalism shoved down our throats. And quite frankly, we're all tired of it.
Right. But just to be clear, you would have no problem with one member of this panel openly saying she uses the N-word at black people with impunity and is proud of being a racist. You have no problem with that?
My worldview on the protection of the First Amendment and freedom of speech overrides my personal feelings. She has the right to say
That's
it.
fine. You can support the First Amendment, but you can also have a personal view about what she said.
My feelings are irrelevant. The Constitution is the Constitution. That's what matters.
Oh, that's fascinating. Hold on. So when it comes to chastising Black Americans about their behavior, about calling white people crackers, as you say, about their moral claims, about the racist system, you can levy a judgment against Black Americans for all the things they do. But when it comes to this woman saying the N-word, and this other woman endorsing it and saying that she herself uses the N-word, now all of a sudden we can only talk about the Constitution and the legal right. We can't offer any moral judgment against it. That's disingenuous. And it's as the only Black American up here, that's quite frustrating to hear.
If you want to be soft and get offended by that, that's your fucking problem, not mine.
Let me ask Ricky.
We're not even.
Let me ask Ricky. Ricky,
this isn't about being soft any more than when you were desperately saving these white people.
Hold on. This sensitive nature that you have is precisely why we have this problem.
It's not about being sensitive. It's about I didn't articulate. Hold on. Let me finish, Myron. Let me speak and then I'll let you respond. Myron, sure. I didn't articulate any sensitivity here. What I said, in the same way that you levied a judgment against Black people, I'm levying one against the claims you're making. I'm no more sensitive than you were when you made your claim. I'm simply saying I disagree with you. And to immediately jump to you're being sensitive is just a distraction. I'm making an argument here. Just respond to my argument.
No. If you're struggling with sleepless nights,
all right, he goes into this little thing here. Let me just back up. Here we go. All right.
Gross to reward someone for bad behavior. It's one thing to tolerate it, to say that she has the right to do it, but she called an autistic 5-year-old the N-word. Like, I'm sorry, but I feel like we're kind of like missing the point in the actual context. You can say that it's part of this bigger meta story of Black and white America, but it actually is just like a short little clip, and you don't even know the context of it, and it's actually gross. And if we can't just say that it's gross and bad, then I don't really know where we are.
Well, I think it's interesting to me that Lily Gaddis, you retweeted Nick Fuentes, the white supremacist, by saying he said Black people just raised $500,000 for a cold-blooded killer who stabbed a white teenager to death. So I don't want to hear one word about the Shiloh Hendricks fundraiser. Either everyone gets to be tribal or nobody does. Why would you retweet that?
Because I agree with it. Because we have to fight fire with fire. I mean, at some point, why are
nobody does?
Why are Jewish people allowed to be tribal? Why are Black people allowed to be tribal? But as soon as white people stand up for themselves, we're labeled a racist. And by the way, you call people racist when you want them to stop talking about things.
No, I called you a racist because you admitted you were racist. Hang on. I called, just to be clear, I called you a racist because you openly, proudly admitted you're a racist. So it wasn't a question of exposing you or pointing my finger or trying to get this out of you. You proudly sat there, bold as brass, and said, yeah, I use the N-word all the time against Black people. I'm a racist and I'm proud of it. That's what you did.
Racism is just having a preference. I prefer not to live around Black people. I prefer not to live in a country where white people in our country are disproportionately attacked by Black people. Where in my country, you can have an Austin Metcalf where he asks a guy to leave and he gets stabbed in the heart. I prefer that. That's a preference. Now, what a real racist is, in my opinion, is seeing someone as less human. I'm a Christian. I believe everyone's created in God's image. So I don't see anyone as less human. But that doesn't mean I'm not allowed to have a preference and say, I don't like what happens to be coming out of this community or that community. How is that a bad thing? How is that?
All right. So this is going to get kind of deep here. Now and I'm going to stop playing this and I'm just going to talk and take you guys' comments. So, and I'll try to remember to put the link in the description if you care to watch it. But it's interesting how people think, she's saying racist is not a bad thing. But when I hear the word racist, I think of someone who hates people who are different, for looking different, for being a Jew, for being Black, for being white, for being whatever. And they inherently just hate them or see them as less human. I don't know if I think biases are the same thing. That means you automatically, because of an inherent bias, because we are flawed human beings, might look at someone. For example, I give you a real life situation. My brother-in-law, he's high up at UPS corporate, and he's Black. He's a Black man, and he was looking to hire someone for a certain position. And everyone that he had in front of him that he was considering were men. Some of them Black, some of them white, some of them whatever, but none of them were women. And my sister said, have you ever thought about hiring a woman? He said, you know what? I never thought about it. He had a gender bias, but not in an evil, vindictive way. He eventually said, you know what? I just didn't think about it. And he was sorry for some reason he didn't think about it, but it's like an inherent bias. That's not really a misogynist. He went ahead and hired a woman for that position. He hired a woman for that top position. So that's what I mean. People can unintentionally have biases, and we are human and we make mistakes. But some of us are quite aware and do it on purpose. So we need to ask God for forgiveness. We need to ask God to cleanse us. I remember years ago, I said, Lord, I don't think I'm racist, but just in case, I'm going to pray anyway that I'm not. Like literally not at all, not even a hint of it. As far as East is from the West, I want no parts of it. Just in case. I do just in case prayers, even though I think I'm not something. I'd be like, well, let me just pray it just in case. That can't be anything wrong with that. But let me see what you guys are saying. Iron Ear, I saw a video where some college student was listening to us singing along with rap. She was suspended. Oh, some of that rap music is very harsh, guys. It's really bad. And I think that, I blame the demon rats for everything. Allegedly, they came up with, the gangs, and allegedly the fentanyl from China, allegedly all this stuff. And it wouldn't surprise me if they were behind the music. Fed Up Patriot, when you take God out of the equation, that's where the problem begins. And it doesn't get better with time either. Deja vu. Absolutely. Caleb, I just think every word that someone doesn't like should be banned at all. And people should stop being emotional about words every time. That word will not make me or drink or delete my bank account. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't worry about folks who might not like me just because I'm Black. Or female or Southern, whatever the issue may be, because I attend a Messianic Jewish synagogue, whatever the issue is. And they may be anti-Semitic. Like, why are you going there? Why you don't go to a Baptist church? I mean, I don't care. I just live my life the best I know how. Let's see. Yeah, research unconscious bias. Yes, because I think sometimes you just have it. And I bring that up with my brother-in-law because he's a wonderful person. I love him. I like him a lot. And I think he's a wonderful person. He just didn't think about it. And then somebody would say, well, you're just a misogynist, but he wasn't trying to be. Not to draw sympathy onto myself. I was teased in elementary school and relentlessly a lot of times. So I know how it feels. Not good. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Fed up patriot, many are taught in the home that being biased is being ridiculous. I think to judge others by religion, ethnicity, etc. is crazy. I thank God for the parents that the Lord gave me. Well, you're blessed, fed up patriot. It's nice to make money from music, but bad to sing it or say it. I know. Mega Tamara, I basically see it this way. People reaction to the N-word proves that it is not a term of endearment, nor can it ever be cleaned. Yeah, it's not. It's just not a word. I don't even, it's like you don't even have to say it. You can call someone an idiot. I don't go around calling people names, but certain words just have such a certain context historically. It's almost like, but then do we have free speech or not? So it's someone's right to be able to say it. You know, I'm like, because then we don't want people banning other things. If you can start banning one thing, you can start banning others. And I'm like, no, we can't be doing that. But I just don't use it. All right. And you're saying, Bernie, thanks, Linda. God brought me through. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. My husband was picked on a lot. He can identify with that. But yeah, I just want us to, especially on my channel, I want us to be like, you know, we love each other. We can talk about any and everything and, you know, just have a conversation. And guys, let me know what time are you normally able to catch my videos? If you can put that in the chat, please, the time and the time zone that you're in, whether it's Central or Eastern or West Coast. Just let me know, because I want to know when the best time to post. Right now I'm posting at 4 and 6. Videos have to, as soon as you post them, they need to be seen and liked, you know, within that first few minutes, honestly, in less than an hour. So just let me know. Melvin, I hate the word hate. Hate is Satan's #1 tool to divide. Hate is never justified in any sense of the way. Hate, using it as a way of free speech, is of Satan. And Caleb, you're saying my Bible didn't tell me who I should like or hate. None of this fools didn't suffer slavery. Total hypocrisy. Caleb, it is hypocrisy. Yeah. So I just saw this clip and I was like, you know what? I don't know if they would like this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Don't forget to like the video, guys. Comment, share, subscribe, hit all notifications. And I just know that with this Shiloh Hendricks thing, you know, you've got some people that are doing things out of racism, but if that's what they want to do, you know, I'm not going to get mad about it. I'm not even going to waste my emotions. I'm just like that. I'm like, if I'm not going to waste my emotions, I'm going to be too busy praying for everybody and praying for the country and this administration, for my family. I'm too busy praying and praying I'm ready when Jesus come back. I'm too busy praying. I'm just being honest. I am too busy praying. Let's see. You said I'm Central Time. Current times are fine with me. Okay, June Stanley. Okay. All right. So June, most people work and don't get home till 5. Yep. So yeah, that's true. So if I need to make my videos at 6 and 8, you guys, 6 and 8 Eastern time, if that would work better for you to go ahead and click the video and get to it right away and like it and watch it all the way through. It's up to you if you want to skip the ads or not. Yes, it's very good to stay prayed up. Very good to stay prayed up. So I just want us to honestly stay prayed up for sure. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting a little sweaty. Okay, let's see what you're saying. All right. Okay. It works for you. Okay. All right. Just let me know. Because I really want to make sure that I'm getting my videos the best opportunity to really get pushed out onto YouTube. But that's really all I have. I wanted to share that with you. Now, tomorrow I'm going to have a really good video. It's very educational. It's about the South Africans, and you know, people are saying all over the lefty news that President Trump is racist because he's helping the white farmers. And when I looked at the Congo and Sudan, well, not the Sudan, but the Congo and Rwanda and all the tribal fighting, it will be very hard to help a group of people over there based on what I've been seeing. It can be done. It would take a lot of effort and vetting, a lot deep vetting, because it's so much going on in that region, and people are using that to say he must be racist. The only reason he let them come over here is because they're white, but they're still being vetted. They are still being vetted. They're not saying that part. Everybody's got to be vetted because we don't know. And these people seem to be very pro-American. I don't know if you guys seen the clip of the South African farmers, but they were greeted. They were carrying American flags. They had their small children with them, and they appear to be pretty young. They have small children, like toddlers and babies, and they just seem very calm in demeanor. Doesn't mean they can't have nothing wrong with them, but they just don't appear to be threatening. When I see an MS-13 gang member and they have 666 tattooed on their forehead, they look threatening. Okay, they look threatening to me. I'm sorry, but my eyes, that's the first thing I see is somebody, you know, scowling and they got those numbers on their head. I'm just not, you know, that just freaks me out. Wow, could you imagine carrying the flag of the country you want to keep you? I know. Linda B, I heard President Trump talking about them. Yes, he was talking about them, and I was going to do a video of it, but I got some other clips, and I want to make sure I don't get copyright strikes and all that kind of stuff. So I got to redo the video and make sure I pause in between often enough. But the video is like really good, some really good videos, and I'll try to post that one at 6 o'clock. Okay, guys. But thank you all so much for supporting me on this channel. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share. If you haven't joined my channel, subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe and hit the all notification bell. You all be blessed. Love God, your families, these United States of America, and march on, warriors. Good night, everybody.